Oh, what a strange web we weave when first we practice to lure and receive. Hi, everyone. My name is Philip, and I am, that's right, your strange master for the evening here on Strange Lore. And above me are our wonderful players. Say, something strange is afoot, players.
Something strange is afoot, players.
That was good. You guys are great. This is a real, it's funny because this is like one of the only times where you'll just say the thing and then there's no weirdness. You just say it because you're actors.
Well.
Doesn't have to be commented on. I'm here just drinking an Anastasia. As Liv informed me was the name of it. And
yes.
I mean, I don't think that is the name, but that's what we're calling it.
We're calling it
welcome everyone to one of our, these are our chill, like, this is our, to bring in a conversation Lauren and I were just having, this is like our, like, lo-fi beats game, just in terms of, like,
it really kind of is.
Underplayed chillness, except for when good old Jake shows up. Ah, Jake. You gotta love Jake. Jake's the best.
And I apologize to everyone for the lo-fi camera quality tonight. I had a few technical issues, so just on an older laptop, that's all.
Well, we are so glad you're here in any capacity. The Lost Cavern Taverns. Do either of you want to guess? I will say that Dan has had what in your abs. Or no, Lauren, you were there on Wednesday. Dan got another one. It was terrible. Aaron was so mad when Dan got it. I told her that
what are our options?
There are the three things are spiders, hammers. I'll hold up to show. Cave spiders, dwarf hammers, and beautiful gemstones. And as of yet, there have been 6 spiders, 4 gems, and 4 hammers. But Liv felt on Friday that she should guess spiders. But
and then I was like, the only one that's left is D20, and there's been too many of them, so I won't do it. And then guess what it fucking was?
It was. So there is only, all that remains of the spiders is the D12. The others have options, and I can talk you through them. Or I can just open it and you guys don't have to guess. It's entirely up to you.
You can just open it. Unless, Liv, you want to guess.
I'll guess just because at some point someone has to get something so that way Dan can't be the only one.
What size do you think it's going to be a gem or a hammer, or do you think it will be the final spider?
We'll go with gem.
Gem.
Well, I'll guess final spider because if I get it, that'll piss Dan off.
Perfect. So you'll guess final spider. You're going to guess the spider D12. Liv, in terms of gem, the only remaining ones are percentile, D8, and D12.
Percentile.
All right. So percentile gem or spider, D12. Here from box 15. Let's see what we have. And it is unfortunately the Dwarven Hammer D6. First roll is a 3 right there in the middle. I'm so sorry. Also, before we begin, I have to say something to make Lauren... I want Lauren's opinion on this because I saw a news story today. And I was just curious if you would be mad about this or if you would be like, okay, whatever. Because, words are flexible and mean different things in different places. But do you know about the French taco?
No. What?
Okay.
What? Tell me more.
So a French taco is I'll even throw a link to this into
That sounds like something that's available in like a red light district somewhere.
Well, I know it does sound whatever. There's a link to it there. You could look at a picture of it. Basically, it's more like a grilled burrito or quesadilla.
Like a torta.
It's a thing, but it's it's kind of like this is the French twist on a taco. And apparently they're very good. They're an incredibly popular street food in France. But people say these can't catch on in America because we believe that tacos are something very much else. And in fact, there is one restaurant in LA that sells them. But they call them a French wrap.
That's okay. Yeah. I would say this is not a taco. It's not.
What's the restaurant in LA that sells them?
It is called the French Way.
Oh, yeah, I've seen them all the time. Okay, I've been meaning to order from them to try their stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, a French wrap, sure. A French pocket, even.
A French.
Like, it looks almost like a hero, the way it's, like, stuffed. But it's not a taco.
What is the definition of a taco?
A taco.
It has to be in a tortilla. And that's not a tortilla. That's just like
it is a tortilla. It's in a tortilla.
Wait, it looks like it's like a pocket of something. It doesn't.
It looks more like a lavash bread pocket or something more like that you'd have like in a doner. Yeah.
Here's my question: what defines a tortilla?
It could, huh?
What defines a tortilla?
It's
It's a French tortilla.
Made out of mice or flour.
So it needs to be made out of what? Or either corn or flour.
Yeah.
That's it.
I would say.
But maybe the French make tortillas different. Stop being racist.
But the thing is, like, the one that I'm seeing is wrapped not folded and grilled, which makes it look like what do they sell at Taco Bell? The gorditas?
Crunch wraps? or
Crunchwrap
whatever?
Supreme. It
It
really
looks like
does
a
look like a
gordita.
Crunchwrap Supreme.
If they called it a French gordita, I wouldn't be mad. But it's
I don't
not
think
a
the
taco.
French have heard of the gordita.
I think the French just call it a taco because it
A
uses tortillas.
Gordita. It's not a taco.
Well, I'm
If
glad.
they call it something else,
I'm glad I
It's
did
not a
this. I'm
taco.
glad I did this on stream. You have a strong opinion. I wasn't sure
I
if
do.
you would. I thought you'd just be like, oh, okay. Because like what that is looks good. It's like meat and cheese and French fries wrapped up in a thing. Sounds great.
This
to
is
me.
like when I made people very angry by asking if cereal was a soup.
Ooh, what an interesting idea. Do you know that a lot of people eat
like a
cereal
gazpacho.
like just fully dry?
Yes. You
What?
can people will eat it just dry.
oh yeah.
I've eaten ramen without cooking it, like the ramen packets.
No, I mean that's
Yeah.
sure.
Um,
There's actually I had a very good like a salad that used kind of as like a crunchy component, just like mashed up
Yeah.
like ramen brick or whatever. Yeah,
no, those are good.
tasty. Well, so the French taco. So
Not a taco.
you do object to the nomenclature.
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I thought you might, as evidenced by what was it you were mad about? Like what was the food that?
Oh, it was
so
my
mad-
the tacos that I was eating.
Yeah, you were mad about Liv's breakfast tacos or something, and saying like they're not like you can't accept like millennial brunch things as taco.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm sure they're very good. They're not tacos.
So you're just saying you don't want people
Well,
calling.
no,
them
because
tacos.
you defined a taco by having the tortilla. It has the tortilla.
But the way that it's wrapped is not a taco. It's like
Well, no, but okay. So what I ate was the tacos I ate for breakfast were not wrapped. They were tacos.
wait, what was in it? I don't even remember.
I think
It was,
you
it was the fact
object.
that there was
Yeah,
the inclusion of microgreens that you got very.
that's what it was.
Oh,
You were mad about
I was
microgreens.
just like that's too far away from the. Okay, sure, it can be a taco, but it's not like Mexican.
Oh no, it was cabbage. We were talking about
Oh.
well, that was one part of it because I was telling you that there are places where cabbage is very common on tacos, like even in Mexico, and you eventually backed off of that, but at the beginning you were mad at me.
Yes. But okay, yes.
Very important. No, this is important cultural conversation. Meanwhile, my dog has a lamb chop stuffed toy, but it's a Jewish lamb chop. She has a little yarmulke on it.
So by lamb chop you mean the lamb and not
Yeah.
a stuffed.
Not a lamb chop. Lamb
of-
chop. Yeah,
chop of
not
meat.
a slice of meat. The puppet character.
Because if you had like a chopped if you had like a meat like a stuffed like piece of steak or something, I could see that really confusing an animal.
Yeah.
Although actually not, because they would just be like, well, this doesn't smell like what I know it should smell like, so I don't care. You know, this is the kind of stuff we do here during Strange Lore. We get into the strangest lore of all. Food, cross-cultural food exchanges and remixes.
And for those watching, I'm not just talking out of my ass. Like, I am half Mexican. My family owns Mexican restaurants. I know I don't look like it, but I know stuff about Mexican
I don't think I knew
food.
your family owned Mexican restaurants. That's cool.
I have told you that. Definitely knew that. You just don't listen to me.
I mean, I never said I did. But yeah. Oh, you guys talking about automated tortilla makers? Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are and they had one. I remember they have one at Uncle Julio's in when I was a kid in like the 80s in Dallas, and it was a very big deal because you could see it like in the window as they'd be making the. Oh God. Tortillas are good. You know what, guys? Here's it. Can I tell you a tortilla fact?
Yes.
That the tortilla very quickly became an extremely popular thing for astronauts. Basically replacing bread for a lot of astronauts. An astronaut.
There's not a lot of crumbs.
Yeah, an astronaut brought up a tortilla, and they were like, "Oh, this is the perfect thing for space." Because it doesn't have crumbs. You can wrap stuff in it more easily. It's also easier to transport than like a loaf of bread. And I believe tortillas stay fresh longer than a loaf of bread.
They do. I mean, my first instinct was because they have a slightly longer. They do have
Yeah.
a longer shelf life.
Yeah.
As long as you keep them like moisture from getting in,
Yeah.
they last longer than bread.
And if they do become moist in space, the tortilla becomes like spherical. That's a joke about gravity, the lack of gravity, how space turns into balls. Well, you guys are there's a side chat here in our Zoom. We're not going to get into what it is, but I will say that the last thing that was said does sound like a food that a lot of people would be into. You guys would identify that out loud, or would you let?
No, I think we need to hold off on that.
They're just gonna make it. All right.
Concept together.
Yeah.
I think there's money in this.
Wow. Well, I know.
And it all comes together with me.
There you go.
Both sides.
Well, I'm so glad you're here. We nearly had another guest tonight, but instead we will keep this game to. I don't think we've ever had more than 2 players in the history of this game.
No. Oh, did you call someone in because I said I was running late?
No. There was somebody. We were going to have another player. I'm actually not going to reveal who that is because they might come on a future date and in a fun way. But we nearly had another person, but they couldn't make it tonight. So, this game streak of only ever having 2 players continues almost to the point, and then always the players are above me in this game. So it's almost like I shouldn't. Maybe we shouldn't mess with it and only have 3. But I also, I'm not sure that, I think we may not, we're probably not going to have another one of these for a while, because 2 weeks from tonight is a little something called Christmas Eve. So it'll probably be, like, it might be a month before we play this again, is my point. Or 3 weeks. And then the week after, then the next one is, if we were to try to wait a week from that, it would be good old New Year's Eve. Which I know some of you people celebrate that. I've never I've never at the end of a year said, let's celebrate this. Not once.
I just like an excuse to make friends and have fun.
Oh my God.
That's your worst nightmare, Phil.
Oh my God. The fun is bad enough, but the friends, oh Lord. I already have too many. I need to do another call.
Hold on, sorry. I just got very important Doctor Who news delivered to me, and I'm very confused.
Don't say it. I'm not caught up.
Okay.
I feel like there's a lot of posts. Is there some Doctor Who thing going on right now? I keep seeing stuff about. I don't read 50th, it.
No, 100th anniversary.
Okay.
Probably not 100th.
I saw the 3 specials, but I guess they've released the design for the new screwdriver, and my immediate reaction is bad, but I need to let it sit with me. You know how it is. When things stray too far from traditional, your immediate gut reaction is, I don't like this.
The screwdriver? No, that's not the spaceship. What's the spaceship called?
The TARDIS.
Yeah. The screwdriver.
Every doctor has their own screwdriver.
Oh, I saw
What's the screwdriver? Is that a different spaceship?
It's the sonic screwdriver. It's the magic doohickey that lets them do 5 million things and changes constantly.
Oh.
It's more like a sonic Leatherman.
Okay.
But it doesn't work on wood. Wood's not sonic.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, what happened last time in this game?
I think that Doctor Who might be the thing that that people would assume I would be the most into, that I like. I know nothing about it. I know there is a doctor and companions. I know that the doctor's name is not Doctor Who. I know that you're not supposed to say the character is the doctor. I'm aware of that. And I know there's something called companions, and there's a lot of actors who that was actually a companion. I'm like, oh, okay. I know nothing. I believe it's sci-fi. I know there's those dome head aliens that are popular.
The Daleks.
That's
with the plunger hands.
There you go. I think like Doctor Who, like, more so than other stuff. Because there are anime series. I don't watch any anime. There's anime series I could probably walk you through some points just through osmosis. Doctor Who, I've absorbed nothing.
That's impressive.
Yeah. But I'm glad people.
Considering the circles you run in, that's actually impressive.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And his consumption of media.
Yeah. How much media I can. Also, let's go here. How much British media I consume. I watch so much British TV. I've multiple times had BritBox subscriptions to watch British series. Also, I just finished watching Bodies on Netflix. I don't know if anybody saw that, but it's kind of fun.
That's genuinely weird.
Yeah, my just lack of Doctor Who. Yeah, it's an odd one. Anyway, speaking of things that aren't odd, let's talk about this fucking weird game. In Strange Lore, in our last session, Cora, basically Louise has had Louise the artist at Strangelore. I should probably give a little bit of even bigger picture remembrance, just so you know. The year is 1947. Cora and Louise are employees for Premier Periodicals. They work on a magazine, a pulp fiction magazine called Strangelore that publishes sort of, speculative fiction and planetary romance. A little more on the sort of, even some weird fiction. They have been working there with a new writer named Ted Fountain. He was writing comic books, writing some of like the, like writing like Meridian and some of those characters and Ghost Man. And Ted has now, for some strange reason, been moved downstairs to work at Strangelore, where he's been writing a series. We, early on in the game, were showing the series that they were writing, but as things became more and more interesting out of that, we've kind of shifted away from that narratively, and we're really just in the real world, and honestly, I love that. So Cora and Louise are employees there. Cora is sort of the kind of Girl Friday secretary for the office, for Mr. Bliss, who's the boss of that office. Louise is a talented visual artist, and they've been doing a painting, and kind of they've been intrigued because something's going on with Ted. There's some sort of intercompany competition, something, and it was actually revealed a couple sessions back, kind of before all hell broke loose, that Premier Periodicals is thinking of expanding. Perhaps there's going to be some merger not only with radio, but with this strange new medium called television. We are in the sort of early spring. No, I think we're actually in the early summer. I take that back. Ted is, of course, a baseball fan. Though I'm not sure we ever actually revealed which team he's for, because
I don't think so.
Because this is a sort of thing, I'll give you the thing. This is 1947 is a big deal because it is a Subway series.
The two New York teams played at the places that you could take the subway to.
That's what makes a Subway series. Do you know what they call it when I think they call it if two California teams play, they call it a freeway series, or two Southern California teams are a freeway series. There's all sorts of funny names for the, like Lone Star series as if two Texas teams were to play.
Oh.
So yeah. But what is actually very interesting about this 1947 series between the Yankees and the then Brooklyn Dodgers is that it was one of the first, it is in fact the first World Series that was televised. And though it was not like super broadly available because TV was still very much in its infancy in 1947, TV was very well developed in the like very tested, and like they were like really trying to do stuff. And then World War II happened, and it really just kind of put a total, like, no one was looking into that. So like we're kind of now post World War II. This is when they're really starting to get into TV, and New York City was unsurprisingly a real center of it. So that's kind of what's going on in the context of the game. But everything changed after sort of Louise and Cora found out about some of these strange new mediums or media, if you want to be fancy, that are sort of taking over, because when heading out to Mr. Bliss then wanted a really good job to be done because a woman named Miss Appleyard, who, as Ted has kind of indicated, she may actually be someone who owns, or she's an owner, she's a partial owner, a stakeholder in Premier Periodicals, but she also might be connected to some of these other industries, and that kind of paints more of a picture. She also maybe took Ted home. He did sleep on her couch and watch a show. At least that's how he pitched it to Louise and Cora. He watched she has a TV, which is just playing just very weird, small amounts of just live broadcast here and there. But all of this is sort of, coming to a head in an interesting way, and then everything got nearly run over by a taxi, but it might as well have done, when Louise was nearly run over by a taxi, but instead was saved by someone she had not seen in a long time. Her ex, Jake, ex
Ooh.
Jake, whom everybody likes the most and thinks
That's
is
the
the
lie.
coolest and most handsome guy. Jake, as far as she knew, he died in World War II. That's what was reported back, and Louise actually she was sort of coerced, as many women at the time were, into sort of, getting engaged to this guy. She told a very upsetting story about how she was saving up money to try to get away from him, then he found it and bought himself something with it. He's like, thanks for saving this up for me. He's really
Gross.
bad.
Ugh.
He's kind of the worst. He's kind of the worst villain we've had on this channel, and that's
Entire
saying a
channel.
lot.
Sophia
Not
said,
just this show, the channel.
Sophia ranked him. I think she ranked him as the top and said there were two villains who were that level of bad.
Who's the other one?
The other one
Etienne.
was no, it was not Etienne.
Oh.
It's actually a person who I think you weirdly haven't. Well, we'll get into. It was Lord Joseph Corse.
I'm aware of that.
Which I think your nosy neighbor on Third Time's the Charm might have danced with an aspect of him, but in the actual game of that, he was kind of a problematic murder victim, because when he was killed, everyone was like, all right, no one really cared to investigate what had happened, because he was such a monster. But he has sort of shown up and has kind of really thrown a wrench into things, and he has also now demonstrated a tenacity which Louise really remembers. He is a resourceful guy. He figured out where she worked, showed up at the office one morning when Louise kind of didn't go in. Cora basically, they escaped from him on the street, and Cora told Louise, you have to stay with me. It has also now been revealed that Cora kind of comes from money, has a pretty darn nice apartment on the, I believe we said Upper West Side?
West Side.
On the Upper West
Upper
Side. And she kind of, so she's basically like, my dad's connected, he's a lawyer. She talked to her dad, who basically said, you gals just go to the Hamptons, don't worry about it. Find husbands there. But and he was kind of like, ooh, the dad's like, we might be able to do something, but he's a little worried because they found from up in Long Island, whatever Long Island village, Louise and Jake.
Long
Island, whichever village they're
Island.
from up there, from Oyster Bay or whatever, that there was an announcement of them, being engaged in the stuff. So basically, Louise is staying with Cora. Cora went into the office, collected Louise's belongings. Jake was there. She and Ted made an escape, thanks largely to Carl. Was that his name? Carl George,
Carl.
the building's handyman. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, and his
Gooey.
gooey.
The
I
gooey.
almost called
You
him
got a
drippy.
gooey. A drippy. Oh, the gooey drippy. Drippy,
Gooey.
drippy, gooey, gooey.
The wee babe.
Oh my god. So in any case, yes, they made their escape from him, and Cora's driver, the family driver, took them to her place. Ted came in. Of course, it was really hot, and Louise was in a state of undress because, things have to have some sort of, screwball feeling here and there. So Ted had to wait in the hall for a while. Louise was shocked at Cora's designer clothing. But the group sort of came in. Ted also, Cora got the impression, Ted has also showed up beaten up a few times. He's come in with black eyes, and she was really worried he was gonna go get in a fight with this Jake guy, and that's probably gonna happen someday. Just gonna tell you. And the likelihood of a tragedy in which Ted kills this guy and then goes to jail forever is very high. It's very, very high in this.
Isn't Cora's dad connected? Couldn't she get him a good lawyer?
Maybe.
It hasn't happened yet. We'll cross that bridge when we get to
Just
it.
saying that's like a looming evil.
Oh.
So basically, Louise continued her work. Ted continued working at the house there. Cora did some, copy editing on the fly for him, so they were still being productive. Louise did a beautiful color of Shinopia of Hybanzar, who is this gold beetle woman alien who Corinna, is that the character's name from Tinnerval? God,
Yeah.
The Princess of Tinderfell story. We're so far, we don't even remember any of that. They then, however, decided to go to an Italian restaurant, not too far from her apartment. The Upper West Side did have some Italian restaurants at that time. They were mostly going to be in Little Italy, but you'd find some kind of like, enterprising people in other neighborhoods. They went to Little Amore. I'm just saying that because I thought that was a funny name. They got various northern Italian dishes. The ossobuco had Ted have a weird feeling. And then Jake showed up in a new jacket. That's when Louise told the story of Jake and the jacket. Oh, Jake jacket girl.
No.
No.
Well,
no, you like Jacket Girl. You're okay with her.
I do.
Yeah.
She would set him right.
Jake, Ted also wondered, kind of hearing all of this, he wondered if Jake might have like swapped dog tags with someone, and he said there's people he could ask, but Luis was like, I don't want you to do anything to attract his attention, and Ted seemed rather like understanding of that. He sort of told them that there was a guy like this when he was in the service, and he kind of later told Cora that that guy was like a guy who was always a problem, and the only reason he knows he's not a problem is because he knows he's dead, and you're not really sure what to make of that. But the point is, there are bad eggs out there. The point is, Cora asked Elias the guard. They're also searching for Elias, but Elias the doorman, he's had a lot of they've been searching for him too in the game in Lost Lore Academia. So he is extra vigilant, looking out for a creep named Jake. Not going to let him in. We did, however, end with just some seedy bar somewhere on the island of Manhattan where Jake was reading a stack of Strange Lore pulp magazines. That was our final closing image from our last session, probably over a month ago. But that's where we left things. So, for tonight's game, I'm going to certainly like ask you guys some sort of what we might have done, but I do sort of have some ideas of where we're sort of going here. I might be a little more prescriptive just in terms of where we go. The thing I will, however, sort of check in with you about is it's more kind of related to the amount of time that has passed. Louise, given what's going on and given what Cora has sort of worked out, are you comfortable going back into work, or are you probably going to stay here for a while?
I think I'm gonna try to go back to work.
Okay. Understood.
I don't want to lose my life.
Of
again.
course. Nor should you. Do you think you're going to continue staying with Cora where there's like a doorman?
Yeah.
Okay, Ted will.
If she'll have me, if that's okay.
Of course.
Ted will rather strongly suggest you
insisted.
keep doing that, and he's sort of confident. He and Carl will maybe keep watch whenever you guys are leaving, to make sure that as you get into Harris's car, like nobody's watching, and Harris will take some odd turns. I will say in that case that a few days pass, and life goes somewhat back to normal, although with an edge on it. Louise, I would like for you, and again, God, last time we used these sheets. If you'll go to your Louise sheet. Also, if you guys have not, go ahead and improve any stats you haven't done since our last game. I think you all have some check boxes, so let's just do that real quick as we.
I do.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Wait, sorry. We roll over or under?
For this, you roll at or over.
Thank you.
Rolling the exact number is always good, but for in-game, you want under. To improve, you want over, and it is much harder to roll over as you get better at stuff. There you go. Just like it's much harder to succeed when you have a low score in something. So yeah.
Okay. Oh, look.
Philip, it might not let me save my edits. I don't know. Can you see if I'm doing it?
Sure. I could also change stuff for you if you'd like. Did you roll for look?
It's saying can't sync. Yeah, I rolled for look. Rolled over and then rolled again, and it should be adding 2.
Okay, I'll change you to that.
Sorry, it's because I'm on the other laptop. It didn't let me.
You're good.
Compose create is under, and then
Detect vibe.
detect vibe is over.
Ooh, fancy. Golly.
If it's 0, it's 10 up.
It's 0 is 10 up, so your detect vibe goes really say. You know what? It makes sense that after this, your detection of vibes is improving.
Should be higher, yes.
Because of your like, oh god. And then also do your...
I'm now trauma informed.
Exactly, trauma informed. Oh god. Trauma
should
bonding.
Actually, ironically, improve my composition creation skills, but maybe I've already maxed that out from the trauma.
Exactly. Yeah, there's only so much you can add to the trauma of that.
You need different trauma.
Exactly. Would you? Yeah, we need. You got to do some fresh trauma. Could you also do your luck score for me?
Oh yes.
You get to always improve luck. Did you roll for luck as well, Lauren, Cora?
I did, and I failed.
I'm so sorry,
Ooh,
but
I failed as well.
I
You know what?
improved detect vibe by 9.
Oh my god, you guys are both. So what's your detect vibe now, Cora? It's probably high as hell.
74.
You're both 74 detect vibes.
Nice.
Ladies, my god, the vibes up in
5
here.
detectors.
You know what? And that's something that I feel like women need more than men. Also, historically, men aren't good at detecting vibes.
Yeah.
God knows I'm not. So anyway,
Put that on your dating profile. That's your headline.
I cannot detect vibes.
No, you have to include historically men are not good at it. God knows I'm not.
God knows. Okay, I should. That's the whole phrase. All right.
You should do the whole thing.
All right. Well. Okay. Great. So, a few days have passed. Louise, if you would please give me a look roll under your vitality. This is sort of representing a few days. You can't use any luck or anything on this. Actually, you could use luck, but you can't use any power on this because this is kind of over the course of some days.
I failed it anyway.
Failed anyway. Cora, would you also give me a look roll?
Sure.
You two both have 25 in look. That's crazy.
And that was a fail as well.
So, I will simply...
What did Ted get?
Do you want Ted to make one?
Yeah.
Okay. I will simply tell you that neither of you over the past few days have seen Jake.
Oh boy.
Ted has.
Good. Oh.
But neither of you have noticed him. And as you've come back into the office, Mr. Bliss was, of course, frustrated by the sort of break in standard stuff, but he is very, very happy with, very, very happy with what Luis has done for that cover, and he's even happy with Ted's writing. Spotted. So, he informs you as you guys are sort of packing up to leave one evening to prepare your sort of, mad dash home, hoping that Jake is not watching or waiting outside. He informs you, I just want to tell you, Louise, I've shown a mimeograph of the... Is that what they would do in the 40s? I'm just going to go with that. We've shown a reproduction of your artwork, a galley print of it. Miss Appleyard saw it. We sent it over to her building, and she was very, very happy. So, I do appreciate the extra work. I hope that whatever lady problems you have, it seems, hopefully enough days have passed that that's all behind us and we can all get back to normal.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Well, both of you have a good evening.
You too. Have a good night. And she'll just rush Louise out.
Sure.
He's really obsessed with lady issues and how they impact our work. It's really upsetting.
We need some sort of comprehensive education for these men, although I know it would be kind of hard to use the excuse.
That's true.
He does
That's
have
the one
daughters.
benefit.
That's been canonically established that he has daughters and has a lot of opinions.
And yet somehow still doesn't know anything.
Ted sort of begins to sort of get up to walk out with you guys as he usually does to help keep an eye out. Harris's car is going to be pulling up soon. But Mr. Bliss kind of calls Ted and says, Ted, I need to speak with you about a matter. And Ted goes, can I just see them downstairs and come back up? Cora, if you would like to try to have Ted do that, you can try to influence. If you don't care, you can just let it play out how it would play out.
Actually, can I say, oh, you know what? I forgot to do a final wipe down of the copy machine, and I'll just...
Oh, you'll just stall a bit. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So Ted has a quick chat with Bliss about who knows what, as you guys just stall a few minutes. And he will eventually kind of, walk over and grab his bag and have a cigarette, and just Ted has a pretty irritated look on his face, but it doesn't seem actually, both of you make a detect vibe roll of the room now that you're both so damn good at it.
I failed.
You have a bonus on those always.
Oh. I rolled the same thing.
So you failed.
I got an 11, which is an extreme success.
Okay, so Cora is too busy actually cleaning. Louise, the vibe you're picking up is that this is probably related to those bigger picture things, and Ted is frustrated, but not cosmically so. And he's, certainly, it's not going to impact his ability to be a lookout for you guys or whatever.
Okay. So he's okay.
He's just got a, grumbling or whatever.
Okay.
You want to come over, Ted?
Oh.
We didn't have any plans. We were just staying in.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you did, Luis.
No, nothing. Just cleaning my brushes.
Yeah, I guess I could. Could come over. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm not. There's no game tonight, so.
Oh yeah,
Who's
how's that
playing?
going?
Oh, I only care about the Yankees.
Oh. Exciting stuff. It's what they call a Subway series, I hear.
We're not there yet. It's still the summer.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I hear that maybe
they're doing well this season. Yeah.
maybe there could be a Subway series later on. I've heard.
You know what? I had a lot of thoughts for tonight, but none of them involved you inviting Ted over. But he'll take it, so this will change some things.
They're friends.
Ted will say, yeah, sure. Sure. I wouldn't mind that. And as you guys head downstairs, Harris's car is there. If you would like to make your looks to sort of spot Jake stalking, you may do so.
I had a normal success.
Normal success
as well. Finally.
You do not see him kind of in any of the normal hiding places, and you don't see him around, and Ted kind of looks around and has a
Harris or...
No, Harris is there. You don't see Jake.
Oh, okay.
You haven't seen Jake for the past 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
Ted looks around, doesn't see Jake either. He has an expression on his face that's sort of... He opens the door for you both. And Harris says, oh, is your friend coming, Miss Wood?
Yes. Yes.
Your gentleman friend?
Yes. Not that way, Harris.
I'm not here to judge, Miss Wood.
Okay.
Kind of Ted, lets the ladies in. He'll toss down his cigar or his cigarette and kind of stamp it out, and he'll get in behind you as he looks around.
Cora's just squeezed in the middle.
Yeah, in the middle. But Ted seems a little bit troubled.
And we noticed this?
I think you would probably notice that, yes.
What's a phrase that they said back then to ask how people... Cat tickling your toes.
Cat tickling your toes.
Tickling your toes.
Damn it.
What's on your mind, Ted?
I didn't see Jake out there.
Isn't that a good thing?
Exactly.
Yeah. Haven't seen him the past couple days.
Well, I've got to look out. Harris has got our backs.
Yeah.
Right, Harris?
Of course, Miss Wood.
Thank you.
Ted kind of, he kind of glances at Louise and then doesn't say anything. But you guys sort of ride the rest of the way to the Upper West Side. Going a rather circuitous route, as Harris does. When you pull up, however, Cora, and I will say this might be something that you guys have noticed maybe earlier today, maybe even yesterday, but there is a large like moving truck outside of your building.
No.
There's a big moving truck and some very fancy furniture is being moved out of it. You might have spotted it here or there, but it seems like it's actively in the middle. And Elias is kind of like seeing to the door, and like there's two doormen at present as they're sort of seeing to this.
No. I'll go in and just say, "Hey, Elias."
Oh, hey, Cora. Oh yeah, no, that yeah. Come on in. That's fine, fellas. And like a couple of movers kind of move some stuff in. Oh yeah, we got a new tenant right across the hall from you.
Oh, anyone I'd know?
I don't know. You know a lot of English ladies?
Would I?
Probably
not.
Probably not. Make a luck roll, I suppose.
Sure. The regular success. Yeah.
You have met English women.
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of so you could say you do, but
no,
you don't.
The only one I ever met was the mother of a girl that was debutante back in I'm not gonna say what year, but you know.
Well, maybe no. This one's kind of she's a little young. I mean, she's older than you, but you know, she's I'm not saying she's old or anything. Yeah, of course. Oh. And the people come in, and Cora, I'd actually like for you to make I'd like you to make a calculate roll.
Okay.
It's under your intellect. And Louise, why don't you make a compose create roll under your will?
25, which is a hard success.
A hard success. This is an expensive piece that is being moved in here. Oh. This is like
26, which is also a hard success.
Hard success. So I will say that from Cora, just in terms of like fancy, you know, you being in fancy stores, you're like, oh no, this is like a serious, like valuable antique. Louise, yours is coming from like, oh my god, the craftsmanship. That's like a Edwardian piece, you know, or what are is Edwardian what they called the early 1900s?
I think.
Or is Edwardian like super long ago? The point is, it's
Edwardian before or after Victorian? That's the question.
Edwardian would be before the. So point is,
maybe it was a Victorian then.
Or maybe it looks like a Victorian. It's like Louise, you can just tell these are like it's like some are Victorian stuff. It all seems to definitely be British, but some
Regency period.
Regency. There you go. There we go. Well, that's Regency's even earlier, but you know what? We'll say this lady can have a Regency piece, no problem. Yeah. But yeah, you can say there's some Regency stuff. There's also some fine French stuff. It's like this. It looks like a rich person is moving in, which is not unheard of in this building. Edwardian was right. That's like 1910 or something. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
nice.
Perfect. Okay.
Well, she's got fantastic taste. I'll have to whip up some hors d'oeuvres to take over and say hi. Any idea when she's gonna be moving in herself, or is it just her furniture?
Oh no, she's up there now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. He's not able to give names, is he?
He could tell you a name if you wanted, I suppose.
What's a name?
She's well, I'm not sure if you're supposed to say Mrs. or Miss. She's one of them divorcees. You know what I mean?
Oh, Ms.
So she's Ms. All right. Well, her name's Ms. Grafton.
Does that sound familiar?
For that would absolutely be a luck roll.
Okay. That is a 64. Regular.
That's a regular success. The name does not sound familiar to you.
Okay.
British stuff is too far outside your, you know.
Yeah.
Your stuff. So, But so
Oh, how
she's
exciting.
so she's Miss, even though she was a Mrs. Now she's just a Miss, but she still has the last name. That seems to be the vibe. It's kind of what Elias was struggling to explain. Yeah, but she's up there. She's got like, I don't know. She's got staff. She's got or whatever. Now she's movers coming in, and a couple guys are just moving in, like another couch, and Ted is just like staring at every face that passes in.
All right. Well, let's not stare at the beautiful furniture, Ted. Let's go up.
Yeah, no problem. And as you guys head up, Ted is just like looking all around, but he doesn't see anybody on the street, which makes him even more nervous. You guys head up. The elevators are in use, but some of the movers will pause and let you use them unless you'd rather take the stairs. I think you're up a good number of flights, but the elevators will,
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys are willing to wait for an elevator, is there, because they're using them to move sort of stuff in, and as you guys are you going to take the stairs? Or are you going to wait for an elevator?
Wait.
Just matters for your condition. Okay, perfect. So yeah, as you
Plus,
guys
it gives us a chance to spy a little more on all the furniture.
exactly,
and
they come
everything.
in. A couple of the movers are definitely locals. They're real sort of gruff kind of guys, and like they just have a vibe of like you both have high detect vibe. So without rolling, you can sense they're just like this lady is really putting them, really having to move stuff around once it's up there, and it's kind of irritating. As you guys step off the elevator and start going over toward your door, Cora, across the hall, the door is open, and you do hear this woman's voice from within saying, "Oh yes, that would be I'm so sorry. Could you possibly move? I just wanted to see what the chaise lounge looked like if we shifted it over this way. Yes. No. That's not the chaise lounge, dear. The green partial couch. Let's call it that. Oh, but do be careful. It is an antique. Thank you, darling. Let's see how that works. No, that's not bad at all. But actually, move it back to where it was. I think I did like it where I had you originally put it. That should be fine.
I will just open my door and just say, well, she's a woman who knows what she wants. Come on.
As you open your door, however, you kind of get a glimpse, and she sort of turns and says, "Oh, new neighbors.
Oh,
Hello.
it's so nice to meet you. My name's Cora Wood.
Cora. Oh, I'm charmed. Odette Grafton.
Lovely to meet you. This is Louise.
Yes,
Hello.
Louise.
Louise. Hello.
And
That's a beautiful name.
Oh, why, thank you. It's I didn't choose it, but I certainly appreciate it, yes. Oh.
this is my friend Ted.
Well, hello, Ted. Hey, how's it going? This woman seems to be probably in her late 30s. She's wearing a gorgeous dress. Very fancy. She has an indecent amount of jewelry on her fingers and sort of a necklace. And she's sort of saying, "Oh, yes, well, forgive us. I hope that these movers, we have a lot of furniture we're trying to fit into a little less space than I'm used to, but I'm very happy to be here and sort of, I think this is going to be a wonderful little flat to have here in the city. I'm so happy to see another young woman. Of course, you're significantly younger than her, but she's clearly saying another about herself. Oh, it's so good to see another young woman. I have really only one friend in the city, and I haven't been able to see her yet, but I hope I see her soon. But
Oh, well, you'd be surprised at how small a town this big city can be.
Of
And I'm so
course.
sorry. I didn't mean to try to escape you. I wanted to introduce myself with some cookies or something, just to
Oh.
welcome you to the building.
Well, you needn't. I should be the one to welcome you. In fact, do we have any? Have you? You probably haven't had time to make any refreshments yet. Do we have anything to... Well, we shall be providing you with some wonderful scones and other baked treats. My maid is a very, very good cook. And you see this woman sort of appears in the doorway. She looks like she is early 30s. She's very sort of slender. And she says, "Yes, miss." And she sort of steps out and says, "Wednesday, come here, darling. Wednesday, this is our neighbours. This is Miss Cora Wood and Miss Louise Clay." Wednesday says, "Nice to meet you. Hello, miss." "Yes, miss."
It's so nice to meet you.
Yes.
Wednesday, that's a wonderful name.
Oh, thank you, miss. Wednesday, whenever we have some sort of baked goods, I'd love for you to bring some over to Cora. Are there any sweet treats you like? Wednesday's very adept at baking. She started as a kitchen maid.
Oh, amazing. I like everything and anything.
Oh.
Luis?
Yes, miss.
I'm partial to things with strawberries.
Yes, miss.
Not many.
But
no. I mean, absolutely, it's fine.
No, Wednesday. I have no objection to strawberries. Yes, Wednesday. Please make some strawberry tarts and things for them whenever you have an opportunity. What about you, Ted? Any snacks you like? No, I don't live here though. So, oh well, I'm sure we can. Oh, you don't live here? Well, perfect. Well then. Anything you like, I'm sure Wednesday can cook for you, and we can leave here with your girlfriend.
No, just friends. We're all just friends.
Oh, I see. How cosmopolitan. Well, we're going to get back to sort of to this, but I'm so excited. Oh, it's so good to see sort of you across the hall. I'm sure we're going to have wonderful evenings. I don't know many people in the city, and I'm excited to sort of throw some parties, and I am just delighted. Both of you seem to be, exactly the kind of people I hoped I would meet here in the city. So this is absolutely delightful.
Well, we look forward to seeing you more often, and welcome to the building. It's a wonderful place to live.
Well, thank you. Oh, look! Oh, yes! They're here with a credenza. Yes, please. If we can... Okay, now, gentlemen, please be very careful with the credenza.
We'll get out of your way.
It is an antique... Oh. You're not in our way at all. Just the walls. Yes, of course. So, yes, please, come on in, lads. That'll be fine. And Wednesday just kind of... Just nods and says, yes, miss. And kind of steps in. Ted, shakes his head and kind of just under his breath goes, these rich ladies. Oh, she's nice. So's Miss Appleyard. There's a vibe.
What
Yeah.
vibe?
Well, I get it. That's why I, don't really let anyone know, because people tend to have preconceived notions about people, Ted.
Sure.
Men are notoriously bad at picking up at vibes, Ted.
It's never been my problem, Louise.
Forrest is gonna be like, okay. Are we supposed to wait for the scones, or are they just gonna bring them? Like, can I?
It doesn't seem like Wednesday is actively cooking anything right now, because they might not have even all their kitchen equipment in yet. But so yeah, she's kind of going in, so you guys can certainly head on into your place.
Okay.
So as you're in there, so basically, so Lauren, do you get what's going on right now?
No, I don't know.
Well,
Maybe.
Murder by Murder took place in 1932, which means if it's 1947, Odette, who at the time was 22 years old, Odette Fuller at the time, she is now, in her late 30s.
Odette Grafton.
She is now Odette Grafton. She was Odette Fuller, the granddaughter of Lord Joseph Corse. And then, of course, the maid at the house, of course, Court, was one Wednesday Line. She was about 17 or 18 at the time, so now she's kind of early 30s. And apparently she is now the lady's maid, or kind of just the attendant to Odette.
Well, okay.
Anyway.
Now I'm wondering if Ted wrote those no. Did he write? No, I don't know.
Those aren't
I don't
stories.
know.
Those aren't. Yeah, those are just the only stories you would find about those would be in a newspaper. Because
Philip, you scheming bastard.
because the strange lore takes place in the same universe as Murder by Murder. That's what we're trying to get to. So the point is, and I just think it's interesting that this is when she was the people, the two people that Sophia hates the most are both from this world, because this is the mundane real world where, because the villains can't be devils, they're just terrible. Anyway, yeah. But as you guys step in, hey, now you know why I wanted who was going to be here tonight to be here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's fine. I'll explain it later. It was a player from that game who was friends with Odette, canonically, in the game, and who lives in New York. So In any case, as you guys sort of enter the room, Ted kind of, just sort of steps in and sizes up the place and is glad that no women are in a state of undress in a way that's awkward here. But you're...
Cora will go to her freezer and pull out like a gin and like just start making a beverage for everyone.
All right.
And she'll set them down and just say, "Here, to take the edge off, because you need it."
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks. Ted goes to the window and looks out. And I'm going to say that, you know what, we'll use this as a thing. We'll say Louise has sort of stepped away, but Ted kind of says to Cora, I'm a little worried about all these new people kind of coming in and out of the building.
Well, that's the nature of apartment buildings, Ted. People move in.
I just feel like now's a damn good time to pull on a cap and pick up a vase and carry it inside. And I just think Ted just looks at you and goes, "This guy knows where you are." That's all I'm saying. I know he knows the building. Louise steps back in and he stops.
Sorry, what were we talking about?
Oh, nothing. Just your new neighbor here. She was
It's pretty fancy, huh?
I bet she's gonna invite me for a nightcap at some point, or not.
Oh, Ted, you're so full of it.
I mean, you weren't picking up that vibe from her?
Were we picking up that vibe from her?
Make a detect vibe roll. It should be read person, but it's a vibe, so do a vibe.
Do a vibe. It's a vibe. Okay, here we go. 31. That is a hard success, but not an extreme success.
You may not want to, like, give him the satisfaction, but yeah, a little bit.
Oy vey.
She's Odette, Grafton, Nayfuller, and secretly should be coarse, but that's a different cuff.
She's a woman on the prowl.
Should I tell you guys the deal with her from that game? Do you want to know the context of her?
After.
Okay,
yeah.
cool. So, in any case, she, a little bit. She may not even be like it might also just be, she's like, oh my god, I can just flirt with men. I'm in America. This is crazy. And not so much like, I'm like, get in here, sir. But, you know, she was not putting down nothing. And Ted seems a little smug about it, but whatever. Yeah. Although, Cora, you probably suspect that Ted used that as a thing that Louise would like push, like roll her eyes at too, so that her attention was taken away from what he was really talking about.
Yeah.
But he'll sort of take his gin and sort of appreciate.
Well, how's the story going?
It's good.
You haven't given me any pages.
Oh yeah, I was. Well, I mean that one's, you know, I'm just kind of reworking the ending. I just finished it up there, but it was you know. Did you hear those notes Bliss was giving me? He just kind of wanted. I don't know. He mainly just wanted to make sure that that it was very clear that Alice and Corinna are like, I just had to use the word sisters for them more, like star sisters.
They're from different planets. What?
Yeah, well, that's why I keep saying they're like soul sisters, which honestly to me that sounds more romantic than just like describing them as traveling companions. But what do I know?
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll find a way to make soul sisters with planetary differences work.
I appreciate your faith. Yeah, you could look it over, but there's no, I did talk him out of, he wanted to get rid of the Star Wolf, but I talked him into letting me keep the Star Wolf, so that's good.
Yeah.
So, what's the plan for tonight?
Didn't have anything in mind. We could go out to dinner, or I think I've got some stuff here, but I'm not much of a cook. I can bake, which is what I wanted to do to introduce her to the building and everything, but it looks like she's already got a maid taking care of everything, and I don't want to compete, because I would not win. Not that it's a competition or anything. It's just when you're a debutante, you learn all this stuff to host people, and you're supposed to introduce.
You were a debutante?
Well, I did stuff in my teenage years that my family made me participate in, and you just, that stuff just sticks with you.
Wait, you got any pictures? You got your debutante ball pictures? I know Louise and I would love to see them.
You still have the dresses?
Yeah, you got your dress?
She has behind her and slam them down and say no.
It's fine. I can just go and I can go to the library. I can start looking at old microfilm. I'm sure there's a photo of you from your announcement. No? Your debut?
Wait, it would be in the papers?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he kind of gestures to the fancy apartment. It's like, yeah, I think a debutante like that will be in the papers.
Announcements, it's ridiculous.
The society section.
Yeah, like, Mr. Bliss's daughters probably will have their own section. And
they won't. Bliss doesn't have any money.
Oh. Really?
No, I mean, you got to remember that you have more money than anybody else in that building, aside from,
She doesn't like to assume.
Aside from Mr. Ullman. Oh, sorry, Cora. Louise, based on this apartment. I mean, maybe Cora doesn't have it, but Cora's family is,
You know what? Look, here's me to distract.
Hey, look at her. There you go.
Yep.
Wow.
So
that's a fancy dress, all right. I bet your parents are mad you're not married off yet.
Well, they give me a lot of guff about it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, Louise, debutante balls are just basically to show off their daughters like show horses, to get them married off to the nearest Yale prep. And, didn't work out for me. I've got a mouth.
I understand. I think what you're saying. Do you mind if I maybe use that image as a reference for some of my drawings?
That's great. Hey, could you paint Corinna with all her beautiful purple skin and silver spots in a dress like that? That could be a fun one.
Yeah, that'd be really lovely.
Wait, hold on. I've got other pictures of better dresses than that one, and she'll pull out. That one wasn't my favorite, but here, and she'll start digging around and showing pictures for the dresses. She's not trying to genuinely. She just is like, no, that's not the dress you want to draw. Here.
Oh yeah, these are. I mean, Cora, I know you don't like it, but they're all great.
Oh, thank you. My mother helped me pick them out, and she's got an eye for these things. So.
She's definitely got an eye for it.
Yeah.
You're okay with me using these for references? I just think that they're really lovely.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you're drawing me.
Ted, I would say Ted and Louise exchange a look. Like, you sort of are. Well, yeah, so, Louise, are you going to start sketching and painting right now? Or are you she's going to jump into some of that. Ted says, we could also order food if you, I don't want to make you cook or anything.
Well, it's up to you. Why don't we order food so we can just stay here? You can look out the window all you want. Stand in the hall. Smoke your cigarette if you want to.
Ordinarily, I probably would stand in the hall for a while, but with all the activity going on next door, that might seem like I'm sending the wrong signal.
Right. Well, you can find yourself what seems to be the richest lady in the building.
That's true. Yeah. She seems to have money, although she seems, I don't know, I get a vibe from her.
You spent all of 2 seconds with her.
What vibe are you getting from her?
You want the honest truth? See, here's where Louise, I think sometimes Louise doesn't really, artists don't always love, artists have a different kind of insight than writers.
Sure.
And I think sometimes Louise, when I say things, I can hear her eyes rolling as I talk. The answer is danger. That woman has things in her past, I can tell.
Divorce isn't that bad, Ted.
I didn't say it was.
I mean, sometimes women have hard things in their past, Ted.
I can just, there's a... Yeah, she's got something.
Well, you mentioned wanting to look me up in the...
Sure.
What are they called?
The library archives?
Microfilms?
Yeah, I can go... You know what?
Go look her up.
Honestly, I'm going to. Odette Grafton. Haven't heard the name, but I bet I can find something. Ooh, I might have to go to the London Times. They have them at the New York Public Library. They got the London Times there. Yeah, I might have to look her up.
Okay, or you could just go talk to her.
That's true, but I'm a writer. I prefer the written word. I'm not so good at talking to people.
And
Yeah, but do you think maybe because you're a writer, you're concocting a little bit of a story where there isn't one?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what happens if you're giving this woman a bum rap? Like,
No harm done. If I think she's dangerous, then she's not. What's the problem? It's not like I'm putting it into print or anything. But no, I didn't hone my skills at reading people only from writing, you know. She's got a vibe.
Okay, well, more on that later. Can you call in stuff in the 40s to be delivered?
I think you can actually, yes. You would telephone a thing and you would pay in cash. But
Okay.
yes, you can certainly call in a food
I'll go
delivery.
ahead and do that for some sort of fare that's
Sure.
supposed to
We want 3 orders of pot roast.
oh yeah, I'm actually checking, and it looks like after the Second World War, the concept of delivery took off across this restaurant world.
I
So
also
it's a
think that
World War II thing.
I also think that rich people could always.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Which Cora is.
Go. What day is it? It's Christmas Day. Go buy a goose.
You boy, go buy the biggest goose you can find.
Never mind that it's Christmas and you should be with your family. Go buy me a goose. Oh. That's for my money.
He gave him a lot of money, though, in the Muppet Christmas Carol. He gave
Yeah,
him
sure.
a whole bag.
Sure.
Did you? What was the?
Funny.
Oh, never mind. I'll talk about that later. There was
Still
an
requires
SNL that
labor
did
on
something.
Christmas for the money.
Oh
He's
man.
still capitalist.
I wonder when, because I know that like pizza became popular after World War II because the soldiers brought it back, but there probably wasn't quite delivery, even though apparently ordering pizza, like the pizza box was invented in the 1800s in Naples.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
Moving on.
Anyway,
Whatever food we get.
sure.
Anyway.
What kind of food would you order, Cora? You don't have that many options?
Is there some, like, Chinese food? Was that a
Yeah,
thing?
I guess there would have been Chinese food
It
then.
actually, I'm looking. I think it is Chinese food and pizza and Italian food were the things that people ordered at that point.
Yeah, sure.
They
Chinese
had Italian food the other night, so they'll do
Yeah.
Chinese.
Ted says, I've never been to China. Just apropos of nothing.
Thank
You
you,
know.
Ted.
Ted's happy to go collect it, you know, whenever he'll go wait downstairs for it or whatever. So that'll leave you guys alone for a few moments. If you'd like to have any conversations, you're welcome to. Now, without Ted there, if there's stuff you wanted to say, not in front of Ted, now is your chance.
Luis, I just want to be open and honest with you. Ted's keeping an eye out on the movers. He's just making sure that nobody that we don't want to gets in, but Elias is looking out. I just don't want you to worry about anything.
You think Jake could slip in with all the hubbub and
I don't think so, but Ted's looking out just in case. And you know, you don't pay top dollar for this building for nothing. It's
Okay.
safe.
gosh,
And if something happens, we can, like my dad said, we can go to the Hamptons. We'll just tell Mr. Bliss that our cycle's synced and we just can't handle it.
It's a triple this month.
God bless their ignorance. Do you think we should tell?
Tell who?
Well, I mean, that lady Ted said that she has things in her past, so maybe she'd understand. And maybe if she knows.
Honestly, Louise, people like her don't concern themselves with others.
Right. Yeah, of course.
She wouldn't care, and honestly, she'd probably want the drama.
I was daft for asking. It's okay. Thinking
No, it's okay. People here are in a different echelon, and they don't really have a lot of compassion for people a lot of the time. Another reason why, I just left the scene.
Right. Okay. Do you want to maybe I know this is going to sound silly, but do you want to maybe pose a little bit for me? I mean, these debutante photos are a little bit older, and I think I'd like to use like a new take on it.
Oh, sure. Those are also posed in a weird way. I was uncomfortable the whole time.
Were you doing a really deep bow? Or is that only a Texas thing? Is that only the Texas version?
It looks a little stiff. So if you wanted to find maybe like a more comfortable pose that you feel fits you better, and then I can kind of mesh it together.
So Cora will run and put on one of the dresses that she likes.
Oh wow, they still fit?
Yeah, but
fuck Cora if her debutante dresses still fit. Man.
They're a little tighter, but maybe that's better.
That's no one's complaining.
But she'll just say, yeah, I mean, you got to know how the fabric lands, right?
I don't think I could fit into my dresses from back then. Upstate New York may as well be the country with all the pies we eat. Okay, yeah, this is good. So I'll just we can keep talking, feel normal, and you don't have to hold it for too long. I've got a good eye. I can.
Well, I've got nothing better to do, so and she'll just pose. However.
Perfect. I guess Cora. I don't know if this will be. I think this is not outside of your stuff. Give me a perform roll. And Louise.
Yes.
Give me a compose create.
37, which I don't know.
That's a success for you.
40, which is a success for me.
And I believe it's
not a hard success.
Not a hard.
Close.
Did you roll with your bonus though?
Oh no, I forgot I got a bonus on that.
Oh, the orange. That's the orange square means.
Oh wait, no, I get to change the first number. Not
only the first. Yeah, you just re-roll the first. You can use the lower. Yeah.
Okay, so then it's 21.
That is a hard success then. So basically, Louise, Cora, you pose for Louise. You give her something. You give her some energy, some joy de vivre.
I've seen her what she goes for. She also reads space fantasy stuff, so she'll.
Oh yeah, I'll start adding in the.
Louise? Are you painting or are you sketching?
Sketching.
Cool. And with a hard thing, it's a great sketch. What?
I feel like she needs like a diamond or something right here.
Oh, I don't have a diamond, but I've got a bunch of costume jewelry.
Maybe like a blue one. I don't know. Something.
Would I have a blue?
Make a luck roll. And normal
44.
success. Normal success would get you that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you got a little piece of blue costume jewelry.
Yeah. I do, and she'll put it on.
Okay. Perfect.
You guys have a very pleasant, just like non-creepy model artist situation, which is, in this time probably rare. But Louise is like, okay, let's do some nudes now. No.
Is the diamond maybe heart-shaped?
Do you want to draw this, me wearing this and only this?
You want to draw me like one of your French girls? You want to like one of your French girls? One of your fucking French girls? in any case, there's a knock at the door after a while of drawing.
Cora will go and look through the peephole.
It's Ted.
Okay.
It's not Jake. Good news. If it was...
She always does that. As a woman who lives alone, you always have to do that.
Oh, yeah. You look through and Jake's kind of and you do notice, though, that Jake is... Or, not Jake, Jesus. That Ted, as he's there, as he's looking... You also notice when you look out, it seems like there are not movers anymore. The door across the hallway still is propped open, but, like, there's not, like, the furniture's mostly in by now, it seems.
Okay, she'll crack open the door and say, Ted, if you laugh, I'm going to throw you out the window.
Why would I laugh?
And she'll close the door and undo the chain and open it. Put the food on the table and don't say a word, Ted.
He'll come in, he'll set the food down, and then he'll just kind of like, without saying a word, he will march over to your record player, and he will find the most the most kind of like instrumental song that you would like, the kind of like most like jazzy music they would like, the like Glenn Millery stuff that you'd play at a debutante ball, and he'd put that on.
Oh, well, thank you, Ted, for setting the mood.
He kind of gives you a real bow like that, like a jerk.
I mean, you know, maybe if you two wanted to dance, it could give me some ideas for some more poses.
Do you even know how to dance, Ted?
Ted puts out his cigarette, walks over to you, kind of offers, puts his hand out, and then he proceeds to whisk you around with what feels like expertise at dancing. He is very light on his feet, and he clearly knows what he's doing. He is leading, he knows that you must know some degree of dancing, so he's not like easing into, he's just like, kind of in a very pleasant, sort of way, spinning you around. And I'm not even going to roll for him because sometimes NPCs can just do stuff. What is really impressive about it is that, like, though this is a fancy apartment, it's still an apartment in New York City, it's like Upper West Side thing, but like the square footage that he has to work with is not huge. But he just whisks you, it's like just like from like around the table to the thing in whatever your little 10 square feet he's got. Ted dances very adroitly. Cora, I'd like for you to actually do either an acrobatics or a perform, your choice. And you already succeeded on one perform, so you should check that. So if you want to get a new thing, you could do acrobatics instead.
Louise is just genuinely enjoying this. Like, it's the first time in I don't know, weeks that she's felt. I don't know, how long has it been since the Jake thing started? Days?
Not quite a week, yeah.
Okay. So it's the first time since that she's felt like truly relaxed and happy.
Yeah.
Oh, I failed, but I got a 69, so...
Oh, you got a 69?
Yeah.
Nice.
Sweet. Then you take off your dress and it is on. And Louise paints it. And the whole time Louise is like, well, why are they doing that? Neither of them could be enjoying it that much. That's a live quote there, is what I'm saying.
It's too distracting.
Yeah, I failed.
Understood. Then we'll say that you kind of, like, you don't fall on your face or anything, but like you're kind of just like, you are shocked by this. This was not what you were expecting. The song ends. Ted kind of ends with like a sort of, like pleasant sort of pose, and nods. He kind of looks at Louise and goes, "You want to spin?"
I'm good.
He's really good.
Oh, I'm sure. I get lightheaded real easy. I don't like spinning in circles.
I get it. Where do you think I learned to dance like that?
Wait, is he asking us?
Yeah.
Europe?
Technically, no.
by a European.
Technically, yes.
Were you an usher at a debutante ever? At a ball?
I was never an usher at a debutante ball.
Wait, what are the guys called? What do they do? Ted, where's your family from?
He told you last time he's from here. He
right.
grew up in the city, but he didn't really grow up until he was in London, Milan, all that kind of stuff.
Like something like a botillion?
Brotillion?
A brotillion? No, that's what Dan would do.
Yeah. God, he would, wouldn't he? Oobly.
No, from a European lover that you had a while ago.
No, I learned to dance from a 5'3" bald Italian man.
Those are the best teachers.
Well, that sounds like a story.
Yeah. I learned at well, it was part of my Ted's a little loose from the gin, and he's kind of in a weird mood. Make a read person roll. Either of you can, but Cora especially.
41.
72. Is that even a success? No.
Well,
I can't read them.
You can't read them. You're too busy just being confused.
Wait,
I'm just having nice time and sketching and finally relaxed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use 3 luck to make it a hard success.
Understood. Yeah, Ted is in a weird mood. Ted is kind of loose. Ted is like telling you guys some stuff maybe that he typically like wouldn't ordinarily. He's in kind of a weird...
In a bad way or in a good way? Like
in a way that feels like he's opening up to you, but in a way that does feel like a little out of control. Yeah, like a little like he's letting down some sort of he's just feeling kind of whatever. But he'll I'm gonna see if he's gonna actually say one. He'll just say, no, I learned learned in the army.
They dance in the army?
Not everybody. It's not part of basic training, but
well, dancing is a very important skill. I think is Cora picking up on vibes? The vibes that I think she's picking up on.
Oh, that's interesting because I think you're guessing something, and it might not be what it is, and that's interesting. But Cora,
I think we're guessing the same thing in our heads.
Both of you make a read person roll. Another one. I know you just did one, but give me another read person.
Oh, 68. Oh wait, that's a regular.
Regular?
Yeah.
Okay.
Luis.
29, which is a hard success.
Okay, Cora. All you know is that he is being cagey. All you know that he is being very private about something. Something he kind of wants to reveal, but is also maybe it's wrapped up in things he doesn't want to talk about. Louise, you definitely get the same vibe, but I will tell you, Louise, that you get no romantic energy from whatever he's talking about, from his learning to dance. He is being cagey and weird about it, but it's not this wistful, like, some of us fellas in the army love to dance. That's not the vibe.
Okay.
And you also, I'll say that Cora, in your mind, you're not sure if he is saying I learned in the army in a sort of coded way. He's not like pouring that on. Louise, with a hard success, you believe that he is absolutely telling you the truth. He learned to dance from an Italian expert on a U.S. Army base.
Okay.
What?
Ted is such an interesting person.
He's so interesting.
Yeah.
Well, all right then, Ted. Keep your secrets, and she'll start to pour herself.
It's not a secret. I told you where I learned.
Well, you're keeping the details under wraps, and she'll offer him one, but not like make him one. Like, do you want?
He'll nod.
Okay. She's not trying to ply him with alcohol or anything.
Understood.
And she'll make one for Lou. She'll like ask Luis. Another? They're done.
Wine in Chinese. It's or whatever.
There we go.
I'm drinking gin in Chinese. Gin in Chinese.
No, she'll make like bee's knees for y'all.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Well, it's delicious. You guys have a pleasant meal. You can chat with Ted more if you'd like. You can have conversation if you want, but now that the food's out, he's just kind of eating happily and drinking the good drink and has a weird vibe to him.
Okay, so this dancing, which dances did you learn?
Let's see. Mainly traditional ballroom dances, foxtrot,
Well,
the waltz,
the Latin
of course, and then we did the main one of that we learned was this thing called the tango.
Oh yeah,
Tango was
I never learned that one. They always said it was not proper for a lady.
it's not proper,
Oh,
but that's why they had us learn it.
what do you mean? Were you seducing women overseas with your tango moves?
He kind of stops and gives you this look and goes, "Would you believe me if I said yes, I was?"
Honestly, I would, Ted. You've got a way about you.
Where were you stationed?
During the war,
Yeah.
a lot of places, all over Europe. Spent a long time in London though.
But not Italy?
Oh, dead. I was in Italy, yeah. I spent some time in Italy.
Oh, okay.
Have you heard her name before?
I don't know an Odette Grafton, but there was an Odette. I'm gonna go to the library, like I said. Might go tonight. It's not open. We need an all-night library. I've been saying that for years.
Would anyone... Would Cora know anyone that would be willing to let them into the library?
You can make a luck roll on that, but that you will need like you will need at least an extreme.
No.
No.
I got a regular.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, no, I want to go. She's living next door to me, so...
I'm sure it's not who I'm thinking of, and I don't really remember the details of that. I just remember that was the name of it. You know what? I'm going to roll for Ted. I'm going to see what he remembers, if he's going to tell you guys the story. Nope, he rolled a 97. He doesn't know enough. So sorry. Oh, wait, are these... Oh, no.
I, don't even care... Well, I care about the plot, but I want to find everything out about Ted, goddammit.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like Ted's... You're kind of getting to the point where it's... What Ted was doing in the war. It's coming together, I would think.
Lauren, I think I know. I don't know if...
Yeah.
Cora probably does.
Cora and Luis, no.
But Ted, you guys can have a pleasant sort of meal. Ted talks about it. But yeah, he was like in Italy. He said he was definitely in Italy. He was in
He was in England for a while.
Was in England for a while. That was I was there during I was there early, actually. I was there during the Blitz. That was it was a lot. I was in Paris for a while. Munich also. I was there that was after the war. For a little bit. But yeah, we would sometimes I would be given missions of, go, we need you to go to a club and pick up a lady and make yourself look like a big shot.
Wait, like spy work? Ted, were you a spy?
We won't tell. We promise.
If I were a spy,
I love that Cora's also still in
Yeah.
a bog.
She's like a ball, like a Debbie Dot thing with a big blue jewel right there, with the heart of the ocean right on the thing. Ted kind of looks at you both and says, "If I was a spy, would I tell you?"
That's a catch-22 because you could tell us and mean to throw us off your scent.
Maybe if I was a spy, I would say I was a spy, because no spy would really say they were spies, so you'd assume I wasn't a spy.
See, you.
So if you say you weren't a spy, then you were a spy.
Unless, by saying I'm not a spy, I'm just telling you that I wasn't a spy.
Spies
Now you're just speaking gobbledygook.
ask those kinds of questions. Well, if I was a spy, would I tell you I was a spy? No, you wouldn't, but you would ask that question.
Or
and
maybe.
I think you were a spy.
Maybe I've just written a lot of spy stories, spy comic books, right?
I think you might have become a writer, just based off of what you've seen.
Well, a lot of things happened in the war. That's all I'll say. There's a knock at the door.
We expecting someone?
No. Maybe it's Wednesday with those scones. I'll go to the door and look through the people.
Ted's standing up. It is Wednesday with some scones.
It is Wednesday with some scones.
Oh, okay.
And she'll open the door.
Hello, miss.
Just,
I've,
Wednesday?
I've brought you some strawberry tarts, miss.
Oh
Just
my
something
gosh,
I've quickly whipped up. I don't have all my equipment, miss, but I thought you might like these, miss.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. And she'll take the tray. Would you like some water or a Coca-Cola or something?
No, miss, but may I come in, miss?
Sure.
She kind of... Her eyes kind of sweep over Cora in a ball gown. Louise with, like, paint stains all over her. Ted with his shirt sleeves rolled up. She's just kind of...
Yeah, come on in. And she'll close the door. Well, is the other door closed? Like, can I look into the hallway and see if I see anything?
The other door is closed.
Okay.
She sort of steps in and says, is someone in this house in trouble, miss?
No, not at all.
That's good,
Why?
miss. Oh, there was, just something a bit odd happened, and I was just curious. So I thought I'd ask.
Oh, well,
But if there's nothing wrong, I'll...
What happened?
Oh, well. There was a man in a moving uniform, though I hadn't seen him with the others. And he asked me if I knew where a woman... Does Louise have blonde hair?
Did we ever define that?
Not
I don't
sure.
think we did.
Basically, she
Alice did.
Wednesday will say she will describe that like a man was asking about a woman who looked like Louise and was asking, if she lived in a thing.
I think we said she had like dirty blonde,
Sure, yeah.
reddish, dirty blonde.
A woman with strawberry blonde hair. She points to the strawberry tarts. Kind of looks at Louise, but then keeps her eyes down. If she lived in this building and if I knew where she was.
What did you say?
Oh, I told him I hadn't seen anyone like that at all.
Well, Wednesday, no one's in trouble here, but she'll look at Ted.
Ted's just staring at Wednesday. Wednesday has not made eye contact with Ted once.
There are certain people that, ask around for people that they shouldn't be asking for. So I appreciate that you didn't say that anyone like that lived here, because honestly, she doesn't. Nobody does.
I don't live here. I mean, no one like that lives here.
Yes.
'Cause
Well, I
technically
wouldn't have
you
said
don't.
anything anyway, miss. I'm very discreet.
Let me pay for these tarts. This
Oh,
is
no, miss.
really, really
No,
good work,
miss.
and you did it all so suddenly. I'm
No,
actually
miss.
kind of shocked that you were able to do it
Oh, well,
in
I'm sorry I didn't have my normal rolling pin, so I'm sorry if the tart crust is not perfect, miss. It might not be up to your standards, I don't know.
I really I think you'll find I don't have that much in the way of standards.
You know what? And she'll put her hand on Louise. I'll
But
just say,
you don't need to pay me, miss. My lady would be very unhappy. It's her gift, I'm sure, miss.
well, thank you.
Oh.
But you know what I would love to pay you for is your continued discretion when it comes to the tenants of this building.
Oh, no, miss. That is also something my lady already pays me for, and I know she wants to be very good friends with you, miss. I just thought I'd let you know. But all the movers are gone now.
Thank
Okay.
you so much.
Yes. Good evening, miss. She goes to the door. Ted opens it for her. Then he sort of stops and he leans in and he whispers something in her ear.
Can I hear? What is-
Make a listen roll, but he is whispering.
34. I don't even know what I have.
It's a hard.
Hard success?
Yeah.
Did I hear it? Anything?
With a hard success, you hear a word or two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to decide what word you hear.
Should we roll for which word? How many words?
Yes! Oh, I fucking love that. Ooh.
How many words does he say?
Oh
Roll
my
for
god.
which one.
Lauren, roll a d6.
Okay. 3.
Recognize. You hear him say recognize.
Okay. And he shuts the door.
She replies. She just looks at him and gives him like a nod, it's like the first time she's even looked at him. She's always keeping her eyes low, but she looks up and goes, and then walks out. He closes it.
Hit.
Is something wrong?
No, I just have a real aggressive talk with Elias soon. Maybe I'll call my dad. And she's just like pacing around
Yep.
in
her ball gown, just back and forth. Ted just kind of stays there. Cora, I'm gonna be in late tomorrow. I'm gonna go to the library first thing.
Okay, sounds good. Is there anything that we should do in the meantime? Should we go to the Hamptons?
You two should maybe go to the Hamptons. How big's your place?
How big is it?
Big. 4 or 5 bedrooms.
Big enough.
Invite your new friend.
Her?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Louise, I guess we're taking a girls' trip to the Hamptons.
We'll say it's like, I don't know what day it would be. We'll maybe say like today's Thursday, so you could like just go for, say you're going for the weekend or whatever.
Okay. Okay. Can I change real quick and then?
I think that we'll probably end our session.
Okay, we'll hand wave that. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll sort of we can't we're ending with Cora in a debutante ball gown. There's no question of that.
Saying we're going to the Hamptons.
And then we can pick up the next day. whenever we pick up again.
Oh gosh. What?
So
Sophia came in last minute.
Oh, Sophia's here. Sophia, I was talking about you earlier because of the thing. So basically, so Sophia, you're someone who I think will even this is not a new. I will tell you this, Sophia. This is not a new Wednesday. What I'll give a brief recap of what happened. A new neighbor was moving in. You'll recognize this name, I think, more than other people. A new woman was moving into the building. She was in her late 30s because this is 1947, and her name is Odette Grafton. She is recently divorced, but Grafton is, of course, not her maiden name. Her maiden name is Odette Fuller. Of course, viewers of Murder by Murder know that one of the big twists of that, spoiler alert for Murder by Murder, is that Odette Fuller was the only grandchild of Lord Joseph Corse, the daughter of his eldest child, Alicia. But Alicia, as it turned out, and so it was Alicia, Gladys, Vivian.
You read all about these characters in the.
You can. She's throwing another thing. Yeah, putting it. There was Alicia, Gladys, Vivian, and then the youngest, his only son was Joey, and then she had a daughter, Odette. But everybody was like, Joey doesn't look like the sisters, and Odette looks so much like her aunts and her mother. And it was eventually revealed that the whole story, a big part of like the twist of what had happened in the backstory of it was that Odette's oldest daughter and his wife were pregnant at the same time. And his wife gave birth to a daughter, and he didn't want a daughter, he needed a son for the inheritance. So he kept his wife in twilight sleep for almost a week.
What a bastard!
So that just like kept her in drugs, and then when his daughter then did have a son, he switched the babies. So he made his grandson his son, and his youngest child his granddaughter. But wow. He basically like ruined the eldest daughter's life over all of this. But then at the end, the laws about entrainment and entailment, what's it called?
Entrapment?
No, the laws that said the like it's like the whole thing of like Pride and Prejudice.
I don't know. I'm not actually rich. I don't know anything.
That's fair.
About
Basically the laws that said only the male can inherit, it ended. Between the time that he was doing that and then in the thing, it ended, so it was all unnecessary. So he basically ruined his oldest daughter's life for no reason. So the point is that Odette, while she is, according to all legal documents, the granddaughter of Lord Joseph Corse, her father is not Theobald Fuller. She is not a Fuller. She was never a Fuller. She was always a Corse. And I would say she was guilty of like 0.5 attempted murder. I believe that was Odette's deal. She was not a thing. So that story all took place in 1932, and this story is taking place in 1947. So Odette was a 22-year-old then. Now she's a 37-year-old divorcee. Wednesday, who was an 18-year-old kitchen maid, is now in her early 30s. And Odette was also very, very good friends with one Sybil Wilson, who we might see in a future game because she is from New York City. So yes, but the main sort of lore reveal of this, I nearly teased that people should watch this what if they care about big picture stuff, but the main reveal of this is that yes, strange lore, the
totally
real world stuff is the same universe as Murder by Murder, which means that Jake is from the same universe as Lord Joseph Corse, the coolest guys in the world. According to Sophia. That's
the worst.
Everything is making my brain hurt.
Lord Joseph, of course, is a cool guy. He was so cool. He was so smart with how he switched that and how he drugged his wife for a week. That was really cool of him. Just so he could get a son. That was pretty baller. I'm happy with that as a murder mystery plot, by the way. I'm so happy with. I thought that was genuinely really good.
No.
So that was our game tonight. It will probably be about a month before we have another session of this, sadly, because of the exigencies of holidays and 2 Eves. We got 2 Eves. Ruin our Sundays. Yeah,
on Sundays. Also, sorry everyone, I was bouncing in and out. The puppy has been very active this evening.
Hey, that's what puppies do. No worries. But what is it that Odette knows and has Ted read about the Corse family? because that would have been well before the war.
And what was Ted doing in London?
What was Ted doing in London? I mean, was Ted a spy?
Yes. Absolutely. Maybe he was a double agent.
Oh, he's a triple agent.
A triple agent or a tribble agent?
Maybe he was a triple agent.
Ooh.
Maybe he was the station agent. Some very fun stuff. And yeah, and also, Sophia, the scene you probably would have liked was Ted did dance with Cora, to her shock, or to everyone's
And
shock.
she was in a
While Louise sketched it.
So Louise was like, "Why don't you dance with them?" And then Ted grabbed Cora and danced really well, and was like, "I learned that in the army." And Cora was like, "He's gay." Yes. But that's not what the deal was. Maybe he's gay, but he's a
That's
spy.
what she was thinking. She's
Yeah.
like, oh, he danced with his buddies in the army.
Yeah. But in any case, that was our fun thing. So it will be a while before we have another one of these, but I'm so excited to get back to it. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's some stuff going on, and I'm so glad that we have introduced Wednesday.
Wednesday is haunting me in every fucking show I'm in.
And this
She
is
haunts me.
But here's the thing. What's amazing, Lauren, is this is the first time you have encountered Wednesday and not a character version of Wednesday.
That is true.
This is the actual Wednesday line.
Yes. See, I thought that, like, Ted wrote, I didn't realize that was, like, a story in the real world that actually happened. I thought that Ted was going to write that story because he was inspired by The Neighbor. That's what I thought was going on.
Understood. That would have been clever, but no. It's real. You guys are in the same verse.
Oh, gosh.
Everything always ends up connected.
There's
It's
some
true.
You think they can't be, and then he finds a way.
So that was so that's some fun stuff. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this tonight. This was a lot of fun. So let's see. Tomorrow, theme party. Wednesday, not the character, the day of the week. On Wednesday, it's Lost Letter Academia. We'll finally have one. We'll finally summon this. We'll finally expend all of the inspiration they have, unless they bravely let DJ3 gamble it, which is what they should do. They're not going to. He's gonna lose it all. It's amazing. Oh my god, he's gonna lose it all. It's gonna be the best thing. They're not gonna be able to summon a single character. He's gonna lose it all. It's gonna be my favorite thing in the world. On Friday, everybody, let's board choo choo. It's time to get aboard that Dreadland Express where Zeke, and Rawlings, and Reginald Smuggles.
That's
and then,
a brilliant name.
And then Preston Bullock. These are the names. Reginald Smuggles was Moses'
Lauren,
character.
I was the only one there who was presenting as female, and the number of train jokes that I kept making.
Oh no.
The "Let's run this train" was a phrase that was said a few times. The thing is, here's the thing. I'm all about doing other stuff. You let's say you could be one of the people running a train, which in this context means
true.
you can absolutely be
We are progressive on this channel.
you can get in.
I'm the conductor of this train.
You can conduct the train. Or, as I thought, according to Wikipedia, you could be the guard of the train. But then we learned, according to a viewer from the UK, they were like, no, we call them conductors. But they did confirm that they don't call them porters, but stewards.
Yes, which that I've heard before.
I'd kind of known that part as well.
That
and
one,
the conductors,
that one-
I figured.
Probably because I watch so much Doctor Who.
I also suspect that it's like, because I looked back at the Wikipedia and it said it's in like Commonwealth countries, so maybe it's like an Australian thing that they say guard, not conductor.
Oh, that could be.
That like, I believe that nonsense. Anyway,
And there was
so yeah, come join us board the Dreadland Express. There was a minor twist ending there. We also had a real one beat of that was fun, Lauren, is somebody whose name is Liv, triggered a horror surge. And
Dan was so
Dan was
pissed.
so mad because it's like
hilarious.
he was
it
like
was hilarious. Because he always wants 13s, but not when it's
Not when
Rawlings
he's not now that he's
himself.
Rawlings, he wants no one to have 13s.
He's so precious
But
about it.
the 13
Because I was hidden. When
you were
I did
hidden,
it.
Louise. She rolled a multiple of 13 while hiding, so therefore zombies came out and were chasing him. But then the conductor, who was also undead, like blew a whistle and killed all the zombies, like destroyed the zombies, and then said like, I'm so sorry, sir. I would hate for you to have to deal with a horror surge like this. Rest assured, the horror surges on board are much more interesting.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm scared.
it's good stuff.
I'm sad I won't be here this Friday.
So it goes.
Sorry. Oh, well.
But yeah, Dan was noticeably pissed.
Dan was not happy that
Well,
you did that.
And I was like, this is
About
karma for
time.
every time you've rooted for a
It
13.
was so good. It was so good. So, so join us for that on Friday, and then a week from tonight, we will have one more Herbie Dragons. Herbie Hancock Herbie Dragons. I suppose if like all of them are out or something and you two are available, it could be this, but I think it'll be Herbie Dragons. There's enough of them.
I wouldn't be able to do Sunday.
Next Sunday? Great.
Yeah.
Then this will be back in a month. Here Be Dragons next Sunday. A week from Monday will be another theme party. And then the Tuesday, not Wednesday after that, will be our Top Flight Christmas special, holiday special. And then we'll be off for like a week or so. So yeah. So thank you all so much for watching tonight. You can go to our Discord to interact with us, our YouTube to watch old episodes. We've already posted a link to the wiki because there's been such lore and crazy stuff and all that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Would you guys like to plug anything? Did you stream this week?
No, because I got invited to a party on Thursday, and one of my favorite things is making friends and having fun, and so I went to the party.
Aww. That's really sweet, though.
And now, I'm trying to do things in the real world, and it's the holidays. So I'm sorry that I wasn't there on Thursday, but hopefully this Thursday I'm planning on it this Thursday. I found a new game called The Classrooms, and I saw 5 minutes of it on a live on TikTok, and there was a scary doll that randomly pops up. Allegedly, it's all randomly generated.
Amazing.
But there's a doll that follows you, and I was like,
there were creepy dolls in Doctor Who.
Oh,
Without spoiling shit for people, I guess that's a minor spoiler, but there were
the new one.
dolls. The newest one. It was a Barbarella moment, and it made me so happy. And if you know what I'm talking about, sorry, that's a little bit of a spoiler, but it was fantastic.
Well, there we go.
I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was so creepy. If you don't watch Doctor Who, you should still, Philip, you should just watch. You should watch the most. You should watch it. And we should talk about it because I have
we can make him a list of things he needs to watch in Doctor Who.
But the most recent one in particular, I think would be fun. Actually, the last two, because the second one of the three was my favorite, and it's a very good horror capsule episode that I don't think needs prior context necessarily to enjoy.
Ooh.
You'd help, but I think you could get away without it. I don't know. We'll talk.
Well, very good. Well, check out all the things they just talked about. Also, they've extended by a day, so I'll just plug this again. If you want to buy tea lights from Cantrip Candles, today's the last day to buy those community Cantrip Candles things where you can put our name down and have it be the community highlight. Hold on here, I'll post it here. And if you want to, you can put that in, and long lost lore RPG @gmail.com. I'm talking and typing. You can put that as our email and say we're Long Lost Lore. They're doing the drawing of all the entries tomorrow, and they're going to give drawings to 4 people, I guess. So there you go. So you're welcome to do that, but also don't do that if you don't want to. If you want some candles, they are very good candles.
They are.
I will genuinely say.
The healing potion in the tea lights, and that one is top notch.
The healing potion, all 3 of the scents that they've put in for that. The Walk in the Woods great, Yule's great. So they're all good. So yeah.
I will hopefully have my Twitch channel up and running by January. The person I'm dog sitting for is supposed to help me do all the fancy stuff that I want to do. I'd like to ultimately get a second camera for Toby because y'all don't understand how adorable the last 30 minutes have been.
I think they probably do understand. Everyone but me understands.
This puppy is a baby and has the biggest zoomies, and I got her one of those puzzles where they have to like figure out how to move stuff to get to the food, and she's already mastered this one now.
Zoomies?
Zoomies. That's when they run around because they have a lot of energy.
Okay.
And so she's got this giant carrot that I usually fill with peanut butter, and she's swinging it around and growling and running around the entire apartment with it. It's adorable.
There you go.
It's very
Philip's really enjoying this conversation.
I know. He
fine.
loves dogs.
I do. I really, guys, I'm such a dog guy. My favorite is when my favorite thing in the world is when I'm like out walking and there's just like dogs at every single corner, and I'm like, oh cool. And when everyone is walking their dogs and they're just standing there with like 2 dogs on leashes on their phone, like taking up the whole sidewalk. That's my favorite.
That's your favorite.
Philip, you're more like the other dog that I'm dog sitting right now, who is so not interested and like annoyed by my puppy.
There you go. Well, on that note, thank you all for watching. This has been a blast. We'll see you next time. Until then, strange lore to be continued. Da, 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 da.